Implementation overview. Year 6 using visual frames to improve children's confidence and ability to access 2 to 3 mark inference questions. How we set up the evaluation. The first thing we ask you to do is identify 2 similar ability Year 6 classes. The What Worked Teachers platform then randomly allocate 1 class to the intervention and 1 to the control. Complete the pre-assessment task with both groups, the intervention and the control. The intervention class will use the strategy for the next 6 weeks. The control will continue as business as usual. And then both groups will complete the post-assessment task, which is the same as the pre. Data will be input into the What Worked Teachers platform to generate an impact report. If the intervention shows promise, you can open this up to the control class. So let's look at a step-by-step approach to how you set this evaluation up in your school. Step 1. Identify 2 classes to participate in the evaluation from the same year group. Step 2. Read through the inference teacher document guidance, suggested session structure, and download the resources. Step 3. Using the trial wizard on the What Worked Teachers platform, randomly assign the classes into the intervention and the control group. So moving on to the implementation. Complete the pre-assessment test with both the intervention and control group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker and then input this into the pre-test on the trial wizard. As you're using class data, it's best to have 1 teacher to read the scores while the other teacher inputs this. Step 5. For the intervention group of students, the teacher will use the impression evidence quote framework in the guided reading sessions. The control group will continue with business as usual for the duration of the trial. Step 6. Complete the post-assessment task, which is the same as the pre, to both the intervention and control group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker located in the resource folder and input this into the post-test on the trial wizard. The intervention. The target group is Year 6 pupils. Intervention is delivered by a teacher as a whole class activity. The session will take approximately 20 minutes or to support guided reading throughout the week. The intervention is the impression evidence quote visual frame. So in guided reading sessions, use the visual frame with the children to help structure their responses to inference questions. You will find this in the resource folder. You will also find a suggested lesson structure, whole class or targeted intervention, which is 5 minutes reading, 5 to 10 minutes guided discussion modelling, 5-minute model writing answer in a frame, and then independent practice. You'll also find in the resource folder a tracking spreadsheet, which allows you to link anonymized student ID to learners in your class. So key considerations. Logistical issues need to be considered before using a targeted literacy strategy as an intervention, such as is there a suitable time in the lesson when the approach can be used? Teaching, can the approach be used in your weekly guided reading sessions already? Resources, make sure you have the visual template either printed or on PowerPoint. And will you potentially link this to rewards? So logistical barriers are common in any intervention delivered in schools, so it's just important to consider these prior to starting. So moving on to the assessment. Pre-assessment task is in the resource folder. You'll find the task which is 15 marks. Please record the score for each learner in Excel tracker and input this onto the What Worked Teachers platform. And at the end of the intervention, use this as a post-assessment for the trial, and it's the same as the pre to retest and measure the impact of the intervention. Again, please record the score for each learner in the tracker and then input this into the What Worked Teachers platform. Just some final assessment guidance. Complete this under test conditions. It can be completed by the teacher or teaching assistant. Make sure you print the assessment task and then record your pre and post assessment scores in your tracking spreadsheet and then on the platform. So that is the end of the guidance for setting up the evaluation in your school. Next thing is to download the research protocol, the resource folder, and then go into the trial wizard.